Welcome to That's No Class. I'm Brian Berumen.
And I'm Morgan Darien.
Welcome back to the home of class, where we talk about the most interesting and funny things happening in the news and in our lives, try to figure out how to live classy, and call out no-class moves.
This week in news, Brian covers urban renewal. I delve into the sea with the oyster lady. We have a discussion about time dilation. Recession watch is back. And as always, we end with our no-class picks.
We want to give a quick shout out to my homie Deez, who's a listener of the show. I know you guys love these home remedies. So we had a visitor to the house who put a wet glass on the wood dinner table and left a spot on the finish. Ugly, pale spot. So my homie Deez told me this years ago. I don't know if he even remembers this, but he said, put lotion on the surface and rub it in. We did it, and it worked.
It worked.
Like a dream.
Thank you, Deez.
Thank you, Deez, for giving me that advice years ago. You guys, we give you these for free. Anything other than putting drops in your eyes, I advocate. All right, let's get to some news.
Now here's the news.
I saw this article in the Wall Street Journal titled, Times Square Goes from Deserted to Bustling.
Okay.
The gist is 179 businesses closed after COVID hit. The city turned into a ghost town. But recently, the 180th business opening has happened.
Okay.
So it's all back. We're all back to square one.
Dang.
So that's cool. People are, tourism is back. People are going out, spending money. And I've actually seen a similar thing here in LA. In fact, I noticed it in a huge way over the last couple weeks. I had a friend who came in he lives in another country, and I was spending time in Hollywood and downtown LA for the first time really in a long time. Been going there for about a decade, exploring, seeing it all. And man, it is so different.
Really?
Yes, really. Business is everywhere. And so here's the thing about Hollywood Boulevard in downtown LA. Traditionally, the streets are dirty. It smells like piss. And the entire length of a street may have an unending line of storefronts. You've got about a quarter to a half of those actually open. All the rest have those like metal grates on them. And you know what I'm talking about. They're all sealed up. Looks like they've been sealed for decades. Not anymore.
Okay.
It's still dirty and it still smells. But it looks like every single little shop and storefront is open and doing business. And it's just a crazy thing to see because my entire life I've been living here, I've never seen this before.
Interesting.
So business seems to be booming.
All right.
It doesn't look post-apocalyptic anymore. It was just really surprising.
Yeah.
Because nothing has changed here for decades. And just suddenly it just seems like it's on. Like everything is back on.
I'm very surprised by this.
Are you?
Yeah.
Because
a bunch of the restaurants are slowing down. So.
Oh, see. Well, the economy is a larger thing, and we're actually going to talk about that later in the show, so we'll come back to it. What do you got, friend?
Oh, man. This news story comes from CNN. A hilarious reporter package that I should definitely post on our Instagram after this. This actual video is so funny because they include clips from people on TikTok and Instagram. Okay, so this woman and man go on a date, and the guy's like, hey, I'd love to take you out for some drinks. Then she proceeds to order 48 oysters. Then she orders potatoes and crab cakes. He leaves to go to the bathroom and dips. And then she calls him out saying, you don't walk out on a bill like that. And he responds with a text like, hey, I'll Venmo you for the drinks, but that's it. Then she posted on social media and is like, I can't believe this happened. But everyone is like, nah, you are crazy, lady. The best part of her photo of herself paying the bill is that she complains that the bill is over $100 and she has a cash tip on top of it, and it is $11. So like, you don't have the money for this stupid bill either. Otherwise you'd be tipping at least 15%.
100%. Come on, 48 oysters.
That's insane.
What in the world?
How is that even possible?
I don't know, man. After a dozen, it starts to taste there's too much of that taste.
Ugh.
48?
Absolutely not.
Dude, not cool.
Not cool.
Trying to take advantage of this guy? It was a first date?
It was a first date, I think.
No.
And it's just funny to see like all these people reacting online. They're like,
Being like, she's looking for support?
Yeah.
And they're like, nah.
and they're even like making fun of it because like somehow she like videoed her like eating the oysters or something. And they're like, ugh, because she's like slurping.
Nasty.
This is too much.
No.
Amazing.
All right, nice.
Do you have personal news?
I do.
All right.
I have seen the Eras Tour movie, and I have been transformed. I am now a different person than I was before I saw that movie.
Okay.
The last time I felt this way about seeing a concert film was when I saw Pink Floyd's Pulse when I was 14 years old.
All right.
Some things, some performances, some movies stand on their own. And the fact that I didn't go to the actual tour means nothing to me. This performance, this show lives on the screen, and it was amazing. It was one of the most amazing things I've ever seen. I bow down to Taylor Swift and the people who made that film. Very cool. I don't think I'm going to listen to her albums. I don't need to. It's all in that one performance. It's all in that one thing. I'm good. I'm done. I know. I get it. I now know. So that's what's going on with me.
All right.
What's going on with you?
My personal news is that I am now addicted to farmers markets. I love them. I love giving away my money, apparently. And because the homemade pasta is so good, now I'm like, I got to learn how to make this stuff because it's flour, which is very cheap.
Yeah.
But I won't be growing my own bok choy, so I'll definitely be back ye old farmers market. I love you guys. All the farmers out there battling the big companies. I'm with you guys in spirit. Bought some dope-ass cherry tomatoes. I'm in heaven. Feel like I'm really winning.
Yeah.
You know?
Shout out to the farmers market.
Good stuff.
Everywhere.
Yeah.
Y'all got farmers markets.
Go to them.
Support them. I don't see
Get
how they make
there.
any money, though, honestly.
Like some of them do.
This dude's slanging croissants for $3. Like, how much are you making? That woman's selling ceviche for $15. You have to pay for the stall. The economics of it don't make sense to me.
I don't know. I wonder if, I don't know. Maybe they get a deal?
I don't know. I think, honestly, I was thinking this morning, this is a public service that they do for us.
Probably.
Because there's no way that they're making money. There's no way that they're like, oh, this one day a week that I devote all this time and energy that I'm getting this money back. Nah. So thank you, farmers market people.
Yeah.
Thanks
Love
for
ya.
improving our lives.
Love it.
All right.
Okay.
Well, when we come back, Morgan and I disagree on something. Is there a way to convince the other that one of us is right? Stay tuned and find out. And then, is there a recession on the way? We'll take a look. Thanks so much for being here. We love having you. We'll be right back. Welcome back. It's been a while since Morgan and I had a good old-fashioned debate, so today we're going to have one. And this one's going to be about science, which is something that Morgan's all about because she's a freaking scientist. And it's a topic that for some reason, Morgan, without fail, gets so fired up about whenever I bring it up. And you'd be surprised how often this particular topic comes up between her and I.
Stupid.
So I don't know what you guys all know about Einstein's special theory of relativity.
Mm-hmm.
You know, E equals MC squared. That whole thing. but a part of that that's been explored in sci-fi movies but is part of the theory is that people traveling at high speed, I'm talking really high speed, time passes more slowly for them than for people who are standing still. Morgan hates this. She hates this idea. She hates when I bring this up.
Hold on. So you're saying it's an idea already, so it's not proven?
Oh, no.
Okay.
We'll get there. And we'll see if you're convinced. So if you don't know how it works like this. Basically, if you're moving fast, they use fractions of the speed of light.
Sure.
Which we can't get to yet. We can't get anywhere near these speeds.
Oh my gosh, I'm already winning this already.
No.
We can't even do it yet?
No. But so when you're moving super fast, they always say within a spaceship.
Sure.
Inside the thing that is moving, actually, scratch that. When you're moving at that speed, you're basically inside a bubble.
Okay.
You're not actually in a bubble. The speed is enough. But to help the explanation, imagine that it's a bubble.
You're in a bubble of speed.
You're in a bubble of speed. Exactly. And within that speed, time passes normal for when you're within that bubble, time passes normally for you.
Okay.
But to everyone around you, you're right?
Okay, yes.
So, to you, Okay.
is not going to work out for you.
So you see the blur.
We're standing on Earth. I'm looking up. See the blur.
You see the blur. The
If I
blur.
Uh-huh.
You're getting me off track
I'm
here.
sorry.
Basically, the out. When you're on the ship,
Uh-huh.
the stuff outside the ship looks like it's moving really fast. And that may be a
'Cause you're
contradiction
moving
because it's
through
like,
it.
aren't you moving fast?
Yeah.
No, you yourself are slow.
This is already horrible.
Okay.
What?
Let me read
Start
what I wrote
over.
here.
What you're trying to say is it's bullshit.
No,
This is not
no,
how
no.
anything could have possibly worked.
If you're traveling at high speed, you're inside a time bubble, but the outside world is moving in its own time,
Sure.
not your time. So, yeah, you're at different times. This is what I'm trying to explain to you.
I know you're
different
saying
times.
that, but how?
2 different clocks because it is a feature of the theory that things moving at high speed experience time more slowly than things that are staying still.
That part sounds insane.
But it's true. So, if you left on a starship traveling at the speed of light and traveled for a year, only a year would pass for you. But the people that stayed on Earth, something like 50 years would go by.
That doesn't make any sense.
It does.
No, it
It
doesn't.
does. And there's proof. All right, I'm going to throw this proof on you because I'm
Fine,
doing
do
a
it,
really
because
bad job of like
already?
making this make any sense. So, this is proven.
Okay.
Here's the example.
What?
GPS satellites around the Earth, okay?
Okay.
They are traveling at 8,000 miles an hour,
Okay.
okay? Whereas the things down on Earth, the receivers, are on the Earth and are not traveling at 8,000 miles an hour,
Okay.
okay? This is true and proven. Every single day, the clocks on the satellites tick 7 microseconds slower than the clock down on Earth. So every single day, they have to adjust the timing because it's midnight on Earth and it's only 11:59 like 99999, but it's not quite midnight yet. The clocks start at the same every morning, but at the end of every day, the clock on the satellite hasn't reached midnight yet, even though
Okay.
the clock on Earth has.
Okay, but this is just like clocks.
It's time. It's not just clocks. It's not the clock. It's the satellite. The satellite itself is experiencing time more slowly because it's moving super fast. The clock on the satellite is existing in its own different little time bubble because it's moving super fast.
But that's just a clock.
What do you mean? It's just
So, like, if a human was up there, they would still, like, age the same amount as us.
no. They would be 7 microseconds younger.
In name only.
No, not in name.
Oh, this
You're-
is
so
not
what
real.
you're saying is that humans and clocks are fundamentally different and experience time fundamentally differently?
I don't know. How is the clock making less time?
I'm explaining it to you. That's the thing. Because it's moving fast. Gravity does the same thing.
So it's all based on gravity.
No. Speed and gravity can have similar effects and are kind of interrelated, but they're not the same thing.
I refuse to accept this.
I gave you the proof. See, you don't care.
This is not
You don't
proof.
care.
This is just like a mechanical failure.
It happens every single day. They have to adjust the clocks on the satellites
Yeah.
every single day because every single day the clocks start at the same time and
Because
at the end of the day
someone made a
they're
faulty
different.
clock is what happened.
No, they're identical clocks.
Nah. Believe it when I see
Crazy,
it.
man. See,
No.
she doesn't care.
I don't even want to hear about it. If you bring this up again, we're going to have a fight and I don't like it.
Okay, all right.
Just don't even think
I
about
laid
it.
it all down. I saw
You
the doubt
tried
in
your
your
best.
eyes. I saw the doubt in your eyes.
No, that was just confusion.
When we come back, we're going to take a look at money and how broke we feel right now, a view from our particular viewpoints, and then, of course, your no-class picks. Stay with us. Welcome back. The economy is something that's interested me since way back in 2008 when the Great Recession set me and my generation back about a decade. And since the start of the show, every once in a while we take a look at how it feels to be being alive and participating in this economy. We like to call it Recession Watch.
Good Lord, that's a lot of money.
These guys are gearing up for recession.
A recession.
So my big wake-up call this week was I went to buy groceries, and I'm looking at a bottle of ketchup, and this crap was $5 for Heinz.
Like a regular?
Yeah, Heinz. You know, the no-class ketchup.
I love that ketchup.
It's the worst.
And you know what?
It's
Stop trying to argue with me about everything.
Okay, this is not the argument segment. Sorry. Anyway, Heinz, though. But before COVID, I swear, it was just like $3. That's what it costs for ketchup.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Ketchup has always been the cheapest condiment.
Maybe.
Yeah. Mustard, mayo, my avocado salsa, those are more expensive. Those I understand. You're going to go $4. But when ketchup is $5, the dam has broken and all bets for affordability are off. All the extra money that I've been making over the last few years, and I don't mean with higher income, I just mean by working more.
Right.
All of that gone. Gas is crazy, fully crazy, as we know. $6 a gallon here. My next car just stares at me. My next car I'm looking at is a plug-in hybrid because I need to save that money. And the government is giving away like a tax incentive to do that. And these are the kinds of things that we're all scrambling around like,
what do you do?
Help me. Help me. Somebody.
Tax incentive,
somebody.
people.
Yeah.
It's a good deal.
Yeah. So you're trying to save everywhere. And I feel guilty because one of those ways that I try to save, and correct me if you feel differently, everybody, or if I'm no class, but I'm cutting way back on tips. I think we've all kind of gotten there. We're kind of now too poor. 20% extra on top of, a cookie. Why?
Yeah.
A coffee? Why? A Jamba Juice? Why? Like, no. And I know this is not something new, but it's just like now it's conscious.
I know.
It used to be like, on
it
principle.
wasn't, but yeah.
But now it's a conscious thing.
Yeah.
Not doing it.
I get it. I've heard this from a number of people lately.
And you're doing it. You've
I
been doing it.
I
Lily's
know.
been doing it. The people who work in the service biz are doing it.
I know. People who know.
People who depend on it.
I know. Well, I think there's certain things that I'll still tip. Like if someone is moving furniture into my house, I'm still going to give them a tip because that's like hard to do. And I would have had to do that by myself. You know what I mean? I think like certain things that require a ton of effort, okay, I understand a tip.
Okay.
But other things that require like zero effort and you're being rude, nah.
Not
done.
cool.
Done. We can't go out anyway. I don't even know why we're talking about this.
No, we can't. It's impossible. I don't know what single people are doing like these days. Like, you're going out on dates? That's like $100.
Oh my gosh. We both found out that we do not know how to go out without
We don't know how to go out anymore.
Without each other. Yeah.
We need each other to be functional in the world.
It's so stupid.
It's so dumb. We went out separately.
Yeah.
It was a disaster.
Yeah.
I never ate dinner. Even though I tried to go out to dinner, I ended up at Panda Express right next to my house. I didn't know that 5 o'clock was the busy time for eating dinner. That's what people do now?
I would never guess that, but apparently it's a thing.
It is. Morgan and I only go to dinner at like 9 o'clock at restaurants, and we don't have to wait or do reservations because that's who we are.
No, I went to the wrong location. Parking was a disaster. I was a half hour late.
I
brought flowers. That's the only classy thing I did. I didn't know they were waiting for me to order. I would have told them to order. I was so ashamed. So ashamed.
If we were together, it wouldn't have happened.
Exactly.
We would have been like rolling in and, hey, everyone, we're competent adults that are here to hang out with other competent adults.
Because we need like 2 brains instead of 1 now.
We so do. I'm so bad at like the common sense things, and you're bad at like knowing where anything is.
I don't know where anything is. I'll admit it.
We're really bad.
We can't go out anyway. I'm a poor student. We're going to be eating like in the next months. Rice and beans, baby. Rice and beans. Little pico. But no avocado because that shit is expensive.
That's why we're at the farmer's market. If you haven't figured out this whole thing, it may sound like a lifestyle choice, but we're broke and we got to cook at home.
It may sound like we're, I'm an LA person.
Listen to this
wearing my hat. No.
But the question to wrap this all up is recession coming?
Yeah,
they say it might not, but if it does happen.
They say it might not. It's slow as crap at all the restaurants. I've talked to many servers across the restaurants.
So how would a recession be worse than it is right now, I think is the question.
I guess.
It's pretty simple. people lose their jobs.
Yeah.
That's a recession. That's when things go bad. And people
Like
who own their
worse.
houses start losing their houses.
Ugh.
That's what's happening. Federal Reserve says, well, they're already kicking up interest rates like crazy.
Yeah.
We already know that. People can't even buy houses because the mortgages are crazy. I mean, they couldn't buy them before because they were worth so much. Student loans are kicking in. So
Oh, yeah.
the question is, there's going to be possibly a breaking point, and that's going to be the recession.
So we're just leading up to it right now.
We might be leading up to it.
Some people like us are choosing not to go out to eat, and that's why
Yes.
we're seeing it first.
That's right. And things are, it's just too much. But
That makes sense.
the thing is, though, the crazy thing about all this is that if a recession happens, it might fix inflation.
Oh.
Prices will finally stabilize. The reason that prices are going so high is because demand is endless and
Right.
money is more or less endless for people to spend. So when that breaking point happens and they don't have the money to spend anymore, that will let prices, people can't keep charging whatever they want, basically,
Right.
because it's just going up and up and up. We're still looking at expensive crap.
I know.
It's not going to go back down. It just is what it is. So this is the new reality. The best we can hope for is that it doesn't get worse.
Okay.
So
Well.
yay!
Send up a little prayer.
Send it up for all of us. All right. When we come back, it's that time. Your No Class Picks of the Week. Stay with us. It's time to wind down the show here, bring it to a close the only proper way with our No Class Picks of the Week.
You're just a jealous,
No class.
lazy bum.
No class pick.
So we've had a lot of class picks over the last couple of weeks. That ends now. We are back to calling out no class people over here. And here it is. It's
Okay.
actually not people. It's just a system that I'm
All right.
mad against. Ordering food at live events or movies once the show has already started from your seats.
Yeah.
So no class. We had nice seats at the Hollywood Bowl. We went to go see a concert, sitting way closer than we ever have. I'm like, oh man, this is where the rich people are.
I
This
love
is
that
the
you're
nice
like
place.
mentioning that we went to the Hollywood Bowl right after we were like, we're so poor. Okay, we didn't pay for these tickets.
Those were a gift from last Christmas, yo. It was so long ago that I forgot when the freaking concert was.
Okay, sorry. Continue. I just had to say
we
that.
are poor. We are poor.
Okay.
Don't get it twisted. Okay. So we're at this new section that I've never been to.
Yeah.
Middle of the concert, I thought that when the show goes on, this whole people
Yeah.
walking back and forth and taking orders is going to stop because there's a show on.
Right.
It does not stop.
I know.
We've got dudes screaming at the top of their lungs, fries! And then the guy taking the order being like, 2 fries! 1. Like, it's insane. There's a concert going on. It's terrible.
Actually, the server like stepped into someone else's box like in front of them.
Oh my God.
I was like, oh, if he did that to us.
I know.
Excuse me?
Dude.
Why are you in front of my face?
Yeah, why are you
Your
blocking
body
my
is
view?
literally here.
Well, it's because they allow people to order freaking food and drinks.
Yep.
It's terrible.
That is, yeah, that's a no-class move.
Super not
'Cause,
about it.
I mean, obviously, they're just trying to make money.
Making more money.
and
But they don't offer it to
Making-
the people up in the higher
they do
spots.
not.
No, it's only for the people down there.
yeah, and it's stupid because it's like, okay, you're making the whole experience worse.
Yes.
So technically, you might be losing money because people might not come back to that experience, or they might choose different seats.
Yeah.
Or they'll see, like it in a different state or a different venue.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Well,
I
they're probably
hope
still making
that
money.
that's the case. I hope that
Yeah.
somebody makes a decision and says, I'm going to protest this and I'm not going to do it anymore. Those movie
dumb.
theaters where they serve food, get out of here. Would
no.
never do such a thing.
I don't know if I told you this, but I opened one of those ones.
What do you mean?
Like I helped one open
Oh,
where in a place where it had never been.
okay.
And they just decided to keep all the managers from the movie side of things and not from like restaurant managers.
Yeah.
And so they knew nothing about restaurants.
food and
it was
serving.
so amazing because they would just like send trays of food off to theaters. And I'm like, you're not going to put that in order so that like people who are serving this in the dark can like just hand someone the sandwich. They're like, what? What's this? I'm like, put it in order. I can't see which burger this is when it's pitch fucking black. Okay? It was insane.
Terrible.
Okay, I have a no-class pick from a friend of a friend.
Okay.
She was telling us how she takes her kid to some sort of sport session in the park, maybe basketball, and it's only for an hour, so she stays there, obviously. Okay, so she's friendly with the other parents there because they're just hanging around each session. Okay. And, you know, not like friends, but everyone's pretty nice. But then this guy she doesn't know slides into one of their combos with like a group of other like moms, and everyone kind of has this weird energy, and in her head she's like, what the heck is going on? And like sneakily all the other parents kind of back out of the group combo, leaving her alone with this guy. And then she realizes why everyone clammed up. It's because this dude talks so much and so annoyingly that she's then stuck just listening to him for the hour that her kid is playing basketball. So there's a couple no-class moves happening here. First and foremost, this dude sucks.
Yeah.
He is a no-class vortex of total selfishness and like, shut up. Right?
Talking at people.
Yes. Second, this group of sneaky parents leaving her alone to fend for herself against this guy, man, that's rough. I have only ever done this like once to someone, and I felt so guilty after that I returned to save them. So I get why everyone just looked out for themselves, but it's also like no class light move, like LITE. It's a low-fat, no-class move. And then third, this woman, our main character in this story, she was no class to herself because life is short, man. What if that's your last hour on earth?
Yeah.
You really want to spend it being polite?
No.
Rip off that Band-Aid.
Yeah.
Go look at a flower or a bark on a tree. That would be better time spent. Go sit in the bathroom for an hour and read the graffiti on those park stalls.
I mean, it's very easy to do. You know what you do? Break eye contact. That's the hardest thing to do.
It's really hard.
Once you do
especially
that,
for, I think women
then
really have a hard time.
guess
doing
what? I'm now drifting slowly away until you're gone. That's how it's done.
Guess
That's how
what?
it's
I'm
done.
now drifting.
Yeah.
Look at me drift.
I'm no longer in your orbit here.
Yes.
And you must find another victim.
Yeah.
You know, you got to
In
sacrifice
politeness.
one of the group to save yourself sometimes.
Oh my
So I
gosh.
see all sides on this. I see all of it. I've been there. I've done that.
You're like,
many times.
she's not strong enough to leave, but I am.
Yeah, that's right. She's stuck there. An hour later, oh, she's still there. She's still talking to him. Damn, terrible.
Anyway, yeah, so just heinous. Run.
Run. All right, guys. That's our show. Thanks so much for being here and hanging with us. Like and or subscribe to us on whatever platform you're listening on. We're on all the apps. Tell a friend. Thank you to all the people giving us reviews. It's so awesome. We have unanimous 5-star reviews on Spotify right now. Thanks to all you guys out there. Thank you so much. Keep it up. We love it. We appreciate you guys. It's always great to hear from you, too. Reach out to us everywhere.
Yes.
Instagram at That's No Class. You can also send us an email or a voicemail. That's noclass@gmail.com. Call 877-7-NO-CLASS, or as Morgan likes to say, 877-766-2527. Call us up. We love having your stories on the show.
Stay classy.
Stay classy and have a great week.